What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Wrestle Logic, where we break down the stories, decisions, and logic, or lack thereof, behind the world of professional wrestling. Today, we're talking about a topic that's been frustrating fans for months: how WWE has completely fumbled LA Knight. LA Knight should have been one of WWE's biggest stars by now. The charisma, the mic skills, the connection with the crowd, he's got all the tools. And yet, somehow, WWE has managed to stall his momentum at almost every critical moment. So let's dig into how we got here, why it's happening, and what WWE could do to fix it. When LA Knight first appeared on the main roster, fans instantly recognized his potential. He had that classic attitude-era energy, confident, loud, funny, and authentic. In an era where promos often feel scripted and robotic, Knight's delivery felt fresh and real. Crowds started chanting "yeah" at every arena he walked into. You couldn't ignore it. Even people who didn't know his full backstory could see he was connecting naturally with the audience, something WWE has been struggling to manufacture for years. But instead of capitalizing on that energy, WWE seemed hesitant. They didn't push him right away. They didn't give him strong feuds, and they didn't seem to believe the reactions were genuine. That hesitation started to cost him precious time and momentum. One of the biggest missed opportunities came around the Money in the Bank 2023 period. Fans were begging for LA Knight to win that briefcase. He was the clear crowd favorite, and that win could have elevated him instantly. Instead, WWE gave it to Damian Priest, a great performer. Sure, but it felt like a corporate decision instead of a fan-driven one. That moment was symbolic. It told fans that WWE still wasn't fully behind LA Knight. Even as the cheers got louder, the company continued to slow burn him, giving him smaller victories that didn't really move the needle. Then came his feud with The Miz. Fun promos, good chemistry, but ultimately it didn't lead to anything major. It felt like filler content, keeping him busy without giving him a clear direction toward the main event scene. This is where WWE's booking philosophy hurts stars like LA Knight. They tend to wait too long. They prefer to test if a reaction is real instead of striking while the iron is hot. But wrestling is about momentum, and momentum doesn't last forever. Knight's reactions were organic, just like Daniel Bryan in 2013 or Kofi Kingston in 2019. The difference? Those pushes eventually paid off. Knight, however, has been stuck in this weird limbo between mid-card and main event status, without a clear path forward. It's almost as if WWE doesn't know what to do with him. He doesn't fit their typical mold of a corporate babyface.
He's loud, brash, and unapologetically himself, which ironically is what fans love most about him. When LA Knight finally faced Roman Reigns, it felt like his big moment. Fans were ready to believe he could pull off the upset. The build-up was great, the promos were electric, and for once, it felt like WWE might actually pull the trigger. But after losing, Knight was never given a real follow-up. WWE didn't capitalize on the exposure. He didn't get a redemption arc. He didn't move into another main event storyline. He just drifted back down the card. That's the definition of being fumbled. You don't just lose a match, you lose your momentum. And WWE didn't even try to protect him with strong storytelling afterward. Timing is everything in wrestling. Fans can only invest for so long before their energy fades. WWE's slow booking makes sense for some characters, but not for guys like LA Knight who rely on that fire from the crowd. Every week that goes by without a meaningful story makes Knight's reactions feel more like nostalgia instead of excitement for what's next. That's dangerous, because once that hot crowd energy cools off, it's nearly impossible to reignite it the same way. It's not too late. WWE can still salvage LA Knight's run if they act fast. He doesn't need to be Roman Reigns' next challenger, he just needs a clear, consistent story. Give him a major rivalry, a mid-card title run with real meaning, or even a WrestleMania-level feud. Let him be himself. Stop overproducing his promos. Let him have creative control over his character's tone and delivery. The fans didn't chant for him because of WWE scripts. They chanted because he sounded real. And most importantly, we needs to recognize that lightning doesn't strike twice. LA Knight's popularity was organic, and organic fan reactions are WWE's rarest currency. If they don't reward that, fans will stop believing their voices matter. So in the end, LA Knight's story isn't over, but it's at a crossroads. WWE can either learn from its past mistakes and give this man the push he's earned, or they can keep fumbling another superstar who had the world ready to follow him. If you agree that LA Knight deserves better, hit that like button, subscribe to Wrestle Logic, And drop your thoughts in the comments below. Should WWE still push LA Knight to the main event, or has that moment already passed? Let's talk about it, because around here, we make sense of wrestling's chaos.